Sunrise Radio. Sunrise Radio. Playing the best mix of music.
Time now is exactly 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. And as promised, I'm joined in the studio by, I've been calling him Dr. Selva all morning on air. And he walks into the studio and within 5 minutes, he's like, no, just call me Selva. We're on first name terms already. CEO of Regent Group, a London-based education skills and training development company. And welcome, Selva, to Sunrise.
Thank you, Sonia. Thanks for inviting.
You're very welcome. Right, so today we're predominantly going to be talking about Thinking into Character programme. This sounds ever so interesting to me, and it's perfect timing to be talking about something like this, right? Tell us more about it.
That's right. I think, the A-level results came yesterday, and this particular programme is specifically aimed at young students at the age of 14 to 26.
Right.
And it's about how to build character. And how we can overcome. It's a life-changing program based on hundreds of years of research about how successful people are successful. Is it luck or is it a methodology? And in a particular class sometime you have the same number of students with the same teacher and the same environment. One student get an A star, the other student get a D.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Thinking patterns.
And then is there anything that we can do? And this is where the curiosity came. And then this research I've been doing for a number of years. And then we produced this program. We in fact launched yesterday.
Wow.
On the A-level results day. So we are very excited.
So how was the idea actually born? I mean, was there an experience or a number of experiences that made you stop and think, do you know what, we really need to develop something that will change young people's thinking and actions towards building a positive future?
I think it started with when we started the organisation in 2000, myself, my wife and my late father, we conceived the idea that our ethos was the end of education is character. And now we have really developed a program, not only to just tell them in words, but a methodology to show. But it's really started why successful people are successful, how that one person is able to achieve a particular thing, regardless sometimes of the educational background or the environment, and another person doesn't. So that sort of driven me to do that. But it all started at Harvard Business School, where I was fortunate enough to study under Professor Clayton Christensen. And it's interesting, on one of the lectures he turned around and said, you really need to understand the law made by people, our men, our women, and the law of the universe, the natural laws, and you really need to understand that. And once you understand those laws of nature, that's how things are created.
Absolutely.
And when you create things, then you're successful.
Yeah.
So that's where the starting point was.
What you think is what you become, sort of thing. It all leads into that, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Absolutely. And
Brilliant.
That's what every successful person has.
Yes. About 3%, isn't it, of people? Is it 3% of people who are successful in life? And the rest of, I was going to say the rest of us, we're not part of but you know what I mean? It's like you have the odd few who are extremely successful, and I understand where you're coming from. What is it that actually drives them onto the right path and making all the right decisions and the right actions, of course?
And also it depends what is success. And I think in our program, we define success. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal.
Yeah.
So success to each individual is different and it's so personal.
Absolutely.
And therefore sometimes we always relate success to financial, but that could be a side product of success. But that's not success itself unless that was their goal.
Yeah.
So we emphasize success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal or a worthy goal. And in fact that's sort of lesson one, sort of sets the tone of what do you really want to be, what do you really like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how we kickstart the whole program.
So we're talking here of transforming people's thinking and even personalities, to a degree. So when you're transforming, what you're really doing is changing habits, right? And paradigms and thinking patterns. So,
absolutely.
What sort of challenges can someone expect to sort of come across whilst on this program?
I think you're just sort of talking about some of the key words. It is habits, and we and the motivation and habits are, and then people say in our program, and we emphasize that people get motivated to start things. You actually finish things when you change your habits.
True.
And that's why, you
It's
you
when you
start on
complete
something
it,
and
yeah.
you stop it after, because that's motivation.
Yeah.
But the habit changes and paradigms are inbuilt into our psychic. So the philosophy of our program is very simple. It's constant pace repetition.
Yes. Yeah.
You do the things and over and over and over again. That becomes a habit. It's like learning a piano, learning music.
Yes.
So suddenly you don't think when you're singing or when you're playing. It just happens. So like driving, you learn the theory test. And if you don't know how to drive, what's the point of learning the theory test?
Absolutely.
And as the whole ethos is that. And we believe that the change of habits can only happen on an emotional impact. Normally it's negative. But the positive way to do that is, and then our program enables, because it all happens from here in the phone. So young students can just learn from it anywhere they want.
Yes.
And then they can effectively do that every day, 20 to 30 minutes. Don't worry about and think about what's the impact. Just do it every day, and things will.
Brilliant. Well, they say habits take approximately, about 66 days to change, I think, something like that. They're saying, well, you get different scores, don't you? Some people say 40 days, some say 66. We're going to find out shortly how long it may take on this program before you can transform your personality and habits. But first, let's go ahead and play.
The app available from the App and Play Store.
Very good morning to you. If you have just tuned in, then I'm in conversation with Selva, CEO of Regent Group in London. Selva, welcome back.
Thank you, Sunr.
Right. I understand that you're a thinking into results consultant now. What does that mean exactly? And how long did it take you to train up for that? Because I'm assuming it was a little bit more than 66 days.
Yeah, it's after my time in Harvard Business School. This is a group of us in the US, an organization called the Proctor Gallagher Institute. So they do a lot of corporate training and transformational work.
Yes, Bob Proctor.
Bob Proctor.
Yeah.
He's my mentor.
Wow, he is for many.
Yes. So I'm in his inner circle. I work with him very closely, and we work with a number of clients in the US, mainly out of Los Angeles. And then you need to go through a series of sessions, and then they just give you that little title.
That little title. Okay, brilliant. So how long did it take you to train for that?
About a year and a half it takes.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
brilliant.
it varies. Some people do it quicker. It's all self-paced, but you got to do various things and various conferences, and you got to write various papers.
Yeah.
But it's continuous. It's lifelong learning.
I was going to say, so at what stage do you decide, or who decides that you're actually ready for the title now?
I think
that you are a consultant in this.
I think after you've done certain things, but we emphasize we are learning every day.
Yeah.
Is the awareness level so that you're moving up. So it's lifelong learning.
It is.
And especially for students, we say that you actually start learning when you finish your degree. And sometime when I finished my education, I thought, that's it, I'm not touching my books. Yeah. But in fact, that's where you start learning.
Yeah. It's like driving a car, isn't it? You can pass your test, but when you really start learning is when you're out on the road, making your own decisions on impulse and stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So I would expect that, hearing everything you've told us about the Thinking into Character program so far, business leaders, in all fields of life, I think, in all sorts of businesses and, would benefit from something like this, right?
Absolutely. So it's what we have is we call that thinking into growth for SMEs and business leaders and teams. So we developed and adopted this program as well. Obviously, we adopt the thinking into results. There's another beautiful program which we work with called Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale. So these are how successful people have been successful. And then we put that into our platform, and we launch our platform called Regent Virtual Campus. So we believe now we can teach and work with and facilitate using that platform all over the world. I mean,
absolutely.
It doesn't need to be in buildings anymore. It's you teach from your phone, learn from here. So
yes, absolutely.
Steve Jobs did for us, and we do a lot of work in the program of his vision as well.
Yes. So Thinking into Character, this program, how do people sign up for it? How do you decide who gets on, and how does it work?
What we are doing is we have over 2,500 students in UK in our system. system. All our full-time students, they're going to have this as part of their curriculum.
Right.
So it's free of charge for
Wow.
them that we are rolling.
That's
this
incredible.
out.
I mean, this is gold. You know.
Absolutely. And I think, and sometime when the gold comes right next to you in its raw form, people don't see that.
You're right.
And that's a challenge too. So, but for other students, and then we are rolling this out on a monthly subscription. Normally it's priced at £3,000, so it's £250 a month. But the initial promotional launch we are doing at £125. And that also includes Zoom lessons we do regularly. There's a student conference which will happen in February in London. And some of those students will be selected to come to Los Angeles to us when Bob does his paradigm shift, which he does every 3 months, based on some kind of selection. We haven't thought about. We thought maybe we put some names in a thing and take a few students there. So it's really a transformational program, and it's monthly that we are going to have a subscription model.
Right. And what's the age group we're looking at again?
14 to 26. So it's GCSEs and A-levels. You need to be a little bit matured to understand it, because it's such a valuable information, and I think you really need to sort of understand this. A lot of psychology, a lot of scientific theory behind it, and how the mind works.
A fair share of wisdom goes hand in hand with this kind of stuff, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
I mean, given the mental health issues, mind is linked to the mental health. And we believe this is going to really change, because we are roasting the brains with medication for mental health. You don't need to. You can actually change a lot of things by going through programs of this nature, and there are lots of other things available. And what we've done is we put everything together.
Yeah, you're spot on, Selva. I kind of hear myself through you as you're speaking. A lot of these things I'm actually always, reiterating to people. So you're going to be regularly here with us on Sunrise.
And
we call
for Tony.
Yes, and we're calling this very special slot Our Changing World, right?
That's right.
Which is indeed exactly what we're doing when we're changing people's thinking or helping them towards a better style of thinking. Then, of course, that's what we're doing, slowly changing the world, one person at a time, eh?
Absolutely, and we'll do it.
Brilliant stuff. Selva, I would expect now that a lot of our listeners are very intrigued to know more about this changing thinking into character programme. How can they get in touch with you?
I think, Regent Group, it's, they can look in our websites, and as soon as you search Regent Group London, we'll be there. Our numbers are there. I think they can email us, and once in there, and we have a recruitment team there. So if you call them and say they want to talk to me, and I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Because we're going to make it really personal.
Absolutely.
And then all they need to do is reach out to us or call Sunrise, and my numbers are there.
Yeah.
And I'll reach them out.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's been really interesting for me personally as well. I love speaking to people who are passionate about educating others and, helping to improve their lives. It's not just on a personal level. It's not just on a professional level or academically, but all inclusive, right?
Absolutely.
It's an all-rounder. So brilliant. Thank you so much. And we really look forward to seeing you again here in the studio. Thank you, Selva.
Hello. I bet you're wondering who these two are.
I bet you're wondering, go on, cheer!
Well, maybe we can put it in an anagram-a-rama for you.
No. Please, no anagrams. It's too much.
Oh, okay. Should we just let him in on it?
Yeah, go for it.
He's Paul Shaw.
That's Sonia Dutta.
And?
You can catch us on Drive Time weekdays from 4 right here on Sunrise. Now, we're here quickly to tell you about our social media channels. You can catch us on
Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram, but also...
Don't forget, we got a brand new YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now.
Absolutely. And you can also download the brand new app onto your smartphone.
Exactly. We'll catch you on Drive Time from 4 p.m. weekdays right here on Sunrise.
Catch you then.